I'm going to be showing my client how to do a power clean. It's a compound movement consisting of a deadlift, upright row, and then catching it in a front squat position. So it's utilizing basically a lot of the body's muscle groups. How it's going to go. First, get your hands in a pretty wide position, pretty much wider than shoulder width. Start off. First step of the power clean progression, and then we just pull it up. Second step is to come up with it and make sure it's close to your hips. And you're going to left feet together. Third step will be to come up with it, upright row, and also catch it. Again. And the final step will be catching the front squat position. So we're starting here. Few things to note, make sure when you catch it in the front squat position, your elbows are parallel to the ground, so that way it's not putting much pressure on your shoulders. And then I'm going to show my client to do the progression.
Alright, so here I'm just getting the client prepared to do the lift. So I'm going to have him start at the deadlift position. And then I'm just going to have him work his way up towards the pull, basically, baby steps. And I'm explaining to him that he wants to start his pull right when it makes contact with his hip, basically, so that way he gets the most power out of his lift. And I'm going to have him repeat until I see something wrong. I'm telling him to shrug his shoulders a bit so he gets more power out of it. There he goes. And now we go to the third step where I have him pull it up to his chest. Or at least his chest. And I'm telling him to land in a squat-like position, basically, to prepare himself for the catch. And here he makes the mistake of basically pulling the bar close to his body, almost like he's trying to do a bent over row. And I'm telling him to be patient with his pull, basically, so that way he doesn't pull too soon and ends up not getting enough power up there. And I'm telling him to land forcefully on his feet so that way he gets that power for his catch. And here I'm just taking him to baby steps just to correct his mistakes. Having him go through the motions in a slow manner. And then I'm just reviewing with him what we learned basically beforehand was the shrug. And then the upright row. And then I tell him to do it with the row. And I'm telling him to put more bounce in his jump. I'm telling him to at least pull it to his lower stomach. And I'm gonna have him repeat it. And now we're going to work on the catch, which is going to be the longest part of this video because it is the most difficult part of the lift. And I'm telling him to catch it at a squat. And you see here he's putting too much pressure on his back, causing him to sway back with his lift. And I'm just telling him that it could be dangerous because he could end up dropping it. And I'm gonna keep watching until I see any other mistakes besides the putting pressure on his back. And then I tell him about his wrists. Basically, he tried to grab the bar with a full grip and also keep his elbows parallel, which is very hard because not a lot of people have that flexibility. So I'm telling him to at least get uh, 1 or 2 fingers off the bar so that way he can really get his elbows up there. And here I'm telling him to come down with it because he's trying to basically shoulder press it. And here I'm telling him to put more leg into it because he still has the problem of putting the pressure on his back instead of his legs. And it's get corrected a bit. And I'm just telling him to be forceful with his landing. He's almost trying to land like he's playing gymnastics or something. And here he's having the issues of actually coming down back on his heels. He seems to be staying on his toes. So I'm just trying to emphasize that he needs to really dig his heels into the ground when he lands. And here he kind of jumped up a bit too high, but he's getting the hang of it. And again, he's still having problems with his heels getting contact with the ground when he lands. And here I'm just going to take him through it without the bar to get the mechanics in order before he tries to put weight on it. And we're just going over the steps again, because his problem is basically concluding the lift with a forceful landing. If he just got that part down, this video would have been shorter. And here, I mean, yeah, he's making the sound with his heels without the weight, and now we're just trying to get it with the weight. He's making contact with the ground a lot better than he was before. And I noticed that he was getting tired, so we decided to take a break. And then after about a 5-minute break, we came back and tried it with the plates. Maybe the lightweight was probably the problem. And this was actually his 3rd attempt, and he got it right on that try.